And what if any researcher or engineer in the world could today download the complete files of a humanoid robot and start building it in their own garage? Menlo Research has just released the complete designs of the Azimoff V1 for free, a bipedal robot with 25 independent joints capable of walking, balancing, and learning to move on its own. And now anyone can replicate it. In a market dominated by closed systems, where companies like Boston Dynamics and Tesla guard their technologies under lock and key, this move changes the rules of the game. Want to understand everything? Then watch the video until the end and I'll explain it all. But first, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll stay informed about the latest news in robotics. Menlo Research did something few expected. It completely opened the code, mechanical designs, and simulation models of its Azimoff V1 humanoid robot to anyone in the world. The files were published in a public repository on GitHub with open licenses. This means that any developer, researcher, or enthusiast can access, modify, and even build their own robot for free. The Asimov is a bipedal robot 1.2 meters tall, weighing 35 kilograms, equipped with 25 independent motorized joints, technically called degrees of freedom, plus 2 passive toes on the feet. The robot carries a 2-megapixel monocular camera on its chest, a set of 4 microphones, an integrated speaker and orientation sensors spread throughout its body. Its structure alternates 7075 aluminum, the same used in aeronautical parts, with nylon components manufactured by industrial 3D printing of the multi-jet fusion type. The logic behind the decision is simple but powerful. Menlo Research doesn't want to build the future of robotics alone. It wants other builders, universities, startups, and laboratories around the world to use the Asimov as a starting point and contribute to accelerating it. The company calls this a reproducible baseline, a platform that any team can adopt without having to reinvent the wheel. But there's important context here. The decision to create the Asimov didn't come from an impeccable laboratory. According to the Menlo Research team itself, the project arose from frustration with an existing commercial platform, a robot from Chinese company Unitree, the G1, whose knee broke during testing, and the replacement took 2 months to arrive. 2 entire months of the project paralyzed because of a proprietary part, with no alternative available to the team. That episode was the trigger that led Menlo Research to decide to build a robot where every component could be accessed, replicated, or replaced freely. Along with the opening of the code, Menlo Research confirmed that it maintains a DIY kit option, do it yourself, called Here Be Dragons, available for $15,000, with deliveries planned for the North American summer of 2026. Those who prefer can simply download the bill of materials and manufacture each part on their own. The company is explicit. The kit is sold close to the cost of production, without a significant profit margin, prioritizing dissemination over revenue. The robot's name is a tribute to Isaac Asimov, the science fiction writer who created the 3 laws of robotics, a set of ethical principles that fictional robots were supposed to follow to protect humans. Menlo Research adopts this inspiration as a philosophy, building robots that augment human capabilities, not replace them. And by making the Asimov completely open, the company takes a concrete step in that direction. What exactly is inside these released files? And why does the way this robot was designed represent a real break from what existed before? To understand what Menlo Research released, imagine you are looking at a complete construction manual for a humanoid robot. Not just the user manual, but the designs of every screw, the electrical diagram of every wire, and also a virtual environment where you can make the robot walk in simulation before assembling a single physical piece. That is exactly what is available in the Asimov repository. The open files are divided into 3 major categories: mechanical designs, electrical designs, and the simulation model. The mechanical designs contain the precise 3-dimensional drawings of all 7 subassemblies that form the robot: legs, arms, torso, head, and the connections between them. With these files, anyone can have the parts manufactured at an aluminum machining workshop or print them in industrial plastic using high-performance 3D printers. Most of the non-critical structural components were designed specifically for this type of printing, which enormously reduces production costs. The electrical part includes the wiring diagrams, although the printed circuit board files and complete schematics are still in development and will be released soon. As for the onboard computing, the robot operates with 2 brains, a Raspberry Pi 5, responsible for media, camera, and network communication, and a Radixia CM5, dedicated exclusively to real-time motion control. The 2 processors communicate with the joint motors via a data bus called CAN bus, a robust protocol common in electric vehicles and industrial systems. But the most sophisticated element of the released package is the simulation model in Mujoko, an open-source physics simulator originally developed by MIT and today maintained by Google DeepMind, widely considered the gold standard for training robots through machine learning. The central idea is as follows. Instead of risking an expensive physical robot through trial and error, the developer first trains the robot's brain inside a virtual environment that mimics the laws of physics with high fidelity. The robot learns to walk, balance, and respond to pushes within this simulation. When the behavior is satisfactory, the motion policy, the set of learned rules, is transferred to the physical robot. The historical problem with this process, called simulation to reality transfer, is that the real world is always messier than any simulation. Small delays in motors, vibrations, surface imperfections, all of this can make the robot forget what it learned in the simulation as soon as it touches real ground. Menlo Research addressed this intelligently. Its simulation model uses a technique called processor in the loop, which intentionally injects errors and delays into the virtual environment, such as latencies of up to 9 milliseconds in the motor communication system and noise in the sensors. The robot learns, from the very beginning, to function well, even under imperfect conditions. When it arrives in the physical world, it is already used to the messiness. Another notable technical differentiator is the RSU ankle mechanism, an acronym for Revolute Spherical Universal. Most humanoid robots use simple ankles with 1 or 2 stacked motors. The RSU is a parallel structure where 2 motors work together to share the roll and pitch torque of the ankle. The result is a more natural movement in response to the terrain, with less risk of lateral falls, one of the most common failure points in bipedal robots. In terms of physical capacity, the Asimov can squat with up to 5 kilograms of load, perform bicep curls with up to 15 kilograms per arm, and lateral raises with 18 kilograms per arm. It is not a high-power industrial robot, but it is far from fragile for an accessible research platform. What makes this specific moment relevant? The answer lies in the convergence of 3 factors. First, open-source physics simulation tools, such as Mujoko, have reached sufficient maturity to train reliable locomotion policies. Second, hardware components, embedded processors, electric actuators, industrial 3D printing, have become accessible enough for a small startup to build a competent humanoid for less than $30,000 in research and development. Third, the global robotics community is more connected and collaborative than ever, ready to contribute improvements as soon as files are released. The Asimov sits at the exact meeting point of these 3 forces. The release of the Azimoff V1 files has an immediate and measurable impact. It drastically reduces the cost of entry into humanoid robot research. Until now, a university laboratory or startup needed to spend months and hundreds of thousands of dollars just to have a functional robot on which to develop software. With the Asimov, any team with $15,000 or with access to a workshop and 3D printers can have a humanoid ready to receive algorithms within a matter of weeks. This opens cutting-edge research to far more people and can accelerate discoveries that today run up against the high cost of hardware. Menlo Research itself has already signaled interest in manufacturing partners who want to produce compatible components, suggesting that a distributed supply chain is being built. On the other hand, the business model of robots as a proprietary service, still dominant in the sector, faces growing pressure. Companies that depend on technological secrecy to retain customers and control maintenance may see their competitive advantage diminish as open platforms mature. The opening of the Asimov was received with genuine enthusiasm within the academic robotics and independent developer communities. The main point, highlighted by experts, is exactly what Menlo Research calls reduction of reconstruction friction. The ability of an external laboratory to take the design, identify a problem, replace a part, and move forward without depending on proprietary support. This distributed development model is the same one that transformed software over the last 30 years. And the recurring question in specialized forums is whether robotic hardware is ready for the same revolution. There are, however, legitimate points of caution. The technical guide published by Menlo Research itself is straightforward in admitting that assembling the Asimov is not a weekend project. The estimate is 50 to 100 hours of specialized work, with intricate wiring stages and precise mechanical calibration. Some of the promised files, such as the complete electrical schematics of the printed circuits, are not yet available and are expected to be released in the coming months. This means that, for now, anyone who wants to reproduce the complete robot still depends on some information yet to come. The Asimov implements hardware-level safety restrictions with force limits and operational telemetry before any motion policy reaches the robot, an acknowledgement that open robots need explicit layers of protection. The Asimov V1 has few direct competitors. The most advanced robots, such as the Boston Dynamics Atlas and the Figure 03, are expensive and not available for general purchase. The Tesla Optimus still operates primarily inside Tesla's own factories. The closest competitor is the Unitree G1, which costs between $16,000 and $73,000. It is a complete product with support, but closed. When something breaks, the user depends on the manufacturer. The Asimov follows the opposite path. It is simpler as a product, but completely open to modifications. Another name to watch is the Robotics K0, a South Korean open-source platform with a similar proposition, showing that the market for open humanoids is beginning to gain more than one protagonist. The Azimoff is not the most advanced robot in the world, but it may be the most important for the evolution of the field, if the ecosystem it wants to build around itself materializes. That depends on a variable no engineer controls, whether the global community will engage in a sustained way with the open files and transform this starting point into something greater. Menlo Research has made a clear bet that the future of humanoid robotics will not be built by a single company in a single laboratory, but by a global community of researchers, engineers, and builders who construct upon a common and open foundation. The Asimov is the first concrete brick of that vision, with its 35 kilograms of aluminum, nylon, and electronics available to anyone who wants to contribute. If the strategy works, the impact could be comparable to what Linux did for operating systems or what Arduino did for accessible electronics, creating a living, decentralized ecosystem that surpasses, over time, what any isolated effort could achieve. The question that remains is provocative and direct. In a market where Tesla, Boston Dynamics, and dozens of Chinese companies are racing to dominate humanoid robotics with closed systems and billion-dollar capital, does a $15,000 open-source robot have a real chance of changing the rules of the game? Or will it be just another courageous attempt that fell by the wayside? Leave your answer in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. That way, you will always receive notifications of new videos. Until next time.